Tell me you saw the latest Brad Garlinghouse interview where he's pimping XRP for the U.S. Strategic Reserve. Don't worry, I've got the interview, and we'll talk XRP price action. We got players out there begging the Euros to buy some BTC. Pumps and dumps and...
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Oh, look at Brad up on the screen. Full interview, link down below, along with the rest of the articles. But before we get into the crypto news, you know the deal, lemon peel, you the viewer matter most. That's why I share your comments at the beginning of each video. Spencer Welch says, I wish Brad would have announced that today, not yesterday. The anticipation of the FOMC meeting probably ruined it. Totally agree. Or you could look at it the other way. If Brad wouldn't have had the announcement yesterday regarding the SEC bailing, maybe we would have been deeper in the red. What are your thoughts? I want to hear them. H. Rogers says, blows me away how people think in the middle class paying $10 for a carton of eggs that millions of Americans are sitting on a cash pile. Just a bunch of crypto every other day. Everyone needs to fucking relax. As Klaus stated, once regulations come, the price will change. Doesn't hurt to hold and wait. At least you have some now instead of after it hauls ass up and you can't afford it. Love the POV, my guy, and keep those comments coming. Remember, if they're hot, naughty, spicy, relevant, maybe I'll share them. Christian Dumalanta, hopefully I said that right, says, appreciate you, Klaus, the most honest dude in crypto. And I've got more honesty for you because my job is bringing the news, good, bad, happy, or sad. Bitcoin sitting at 84,147. ETH, the laggard piece of shit in the toilet that won't flush it under 2,1976. XRP at 242. Did you think that's where the price would be after the announcement of the SEC case being over? Sol at 127. ADA at 71. Pies deep in the red. Pumps and dumps. Cats and dogs living together. Onyx coin slides 40% in March as bearish momentum continues. Here's the chart, another pump and dump. But remember, all those influencers out there shilling the ever-living out of it. Onyx coin pumps up big time and a lot of players are buying the XCN action. And we get over 35 cents and now we're at 11. Less than 2 months later, pump and dumperoni, come on. How long are y'all gonna keep falling for this stuff? Look at all the projects out there. What was that one on Stellar Strongbox or something like that? Another one. People pumped it and then it didn't do absolutely anything. What about Aqua? Pump and dumperoni. Don't even make me show you the chart of Aqua. It'll make you cry, girlfriend. So for real, it's what the market's all about, because if you're not staying relevant, if you're not constantly bringing the juice, or if you overhype your bullshit and then when you launch, people look through it, the market goes down. Don't tell me that's not pumperoni and dumper. That's people looking at this going, yo, over-promising and under-delivering. Pi Network, oh, touching $3 and now is touching $1.09. That's a pretty juicy launch since February of 26. Whoa, melting faces. Wasn't Pi Network another one out there touted for years and years and years? It's going to revolutionize crypto. We're going to have mining and this and this and this. And all of a sudden, you've erased over 66% of the value. Bitch, better have my money. That's what people are saying as these pumps and dumps rule the market. But actually, the real problem is the influencer hype train that's shilling all this crap out there. What in this big blob of crypto is really doing anything worth a damn right now? I mean, seriously, outside of speculation, outside of store of value, where's the real utility? And don't tell me, oh, bro, utility will come when we get regs. No. What is the utility? I want to hear it. Because as of right now, what are we seeing, everyone? Onyx Coin, Pi, and others being completely poo-poo. Michael Saylor says, Europe's euro, fight me. Fight me and say euro. Michael Saylor says Europe's euro is going to need BTC. At first, this dude is like, yo, we don't want governments involved in BTC. That's why we got BTC, to hedge against the governments. And now he's like, hey, governments, I need to pump my bags, so can you help me buy? After the discussion on March 10th, Pascal Donahoe, the minister's chairman, admitted that the situation could impact Europe's economic autonomy. Policy developments in other jurisdictions have important consequences for us here in Europe, yet Donahoe said at a press conference. He made it clear that the Eurozone's monetary stability could be at risk if the U.S. moved to embrace crypto gains momentum. The European Central Bank is saying no to BTC. They're saying it's too risky. They're saying if the US gets too deep into it and there's a massive downfall of price, that'll bend over the ETFs, that'll spill out into traditional markets, that'll make anything tied to BTC go to poop, whether it's used for leverage, store of value, maybe a little bit of backing up collateral when it comes to loans. What about strategy and all their holdings, Metaplanet and all them? It would all go down with it. So what my guy is saying here from the ECB is, BTC, which is probably the most boring of them all, right? Stable of them all, right? Most secure of them all in terms of retaining its value, is still too risky for us to touch. But oh my, Michael Saylor, the pimp himself, says Europe is going to need BTC. Actually, BTC needs Europe because guess what? The dumperoni news at the the strategic BTC reserve was exactly that. Just like Onyx and just like Pi, but just not as bad. So there's Saylor pimping it out because MicroStrategy as a company, Strategy, my bad, has lost money 4 quarters in a row. And they're having trouble raising new capital because not everyone's believing in the Saylor premise. Oh, Brad Garlinghouse interview. You want to watch a little bit? Cool, let's do it. Oh yeah, this is linked down below if you want to watch the rest of it. Check it out.
Does this provide? Is the entire case over?
So this provides a lot of certainty for Ripple, for frankly me personally, because the SEC had sued me. The SEC has abandoned their appeal, and so
SEC has abandoned their appeal, and yet what did we get price-wise for that gem of an announcement? Well, we got up to $259. And now we're starting to race away those gains. That's not good, girlfriend. But Brad's out there trying to pimp XRP in a US crypto stockpile. Garlinghouse explained that while XRP was not specifically mentioned in the executive order, Trump had already acknowledged it, saying there's going to be a strategic reserve, XRP, ADA, and SOL included. Despite its omission, he expresses confidence that XRP would be part of the initiative. Well, if insiders have anything to say about it, they're saying no, girlfriend, but let's keep learning. The Ripple CEO has also pointed out the stark difference between the current administration stance on crypto and that of the Biden admin. He says, we want this industry to thrive in the United States, adding that regulatory clarity would prevent innovation from moving offshore. While acknowledging the uncertainty about the specifics, Garlinghouse indicated that the new administration's approach marks a significant shift towards supporting the industry. What about supporting retail that got you here? Because Ripple wouldn't have the bags they have if it wasn't for the XRP army and other holders of XRP. Prove me wrong with that too. Because as a company, it's not like Ripple's making that much money. A lot of their money's coming from the sale of XRP onto the open market. A little OTC action that we get to put in the circulating supply. So yeah, Brad, I get it, man. You're glad that the SEC isn't going after you personally because you are off the hook personally. That's great. Helps out Ripple as a company. Hell yeah, it does. And what did it help out XRP? Well, it gave us a little bit of 232 to 259 pumperoni, and now we're at 242. So we're up 10 cents on that. There we go. Golf clap. Yeah, exciting stuff. Pumperoni, dumperoni. Now hold up. BTC Strategic Reserve announcement. Pumperoni and dumperoni. Capital P and capital D. You got to give the D to the P, or else your wife will leave you and say, set me free. That was pretty good, wasn't it? So then we get the announcement from Brad regarding the SEC, and here we are starting to peel away the gains from that gem as well. Because nothing in the market right now is capturing the attention from investors and keeping the attention from the investors. ETH went from, proof of work to proof of stake, piece of shit, POS. And what did that do? ETH got the ETFs, didn't do anything. Players are like bored of ETH. ETH's outflows are absolutely bonkers bad. Bad, because players out there are like, okay, cool, so what are you doing, world's computer? What juice are you launching now? Tron, TRX, I still wouldn't touch it, but everyone's like, okay, Justin Sun, so you did a little meme coin launch pad. What's that gonna do for us? Well, it ain't gonna do jack crap, is it? So what's going to get us to the promised land to, what do all the influencers out there, what's going to get us to Valhalla? Well, it's not the $40,000 buyback. I don't know if it's going to be the strategic reserve because we erased those gains within 2 days. I don't know if it's the SEC case. Regs are going to be a big one because that'll bring some money in from the sidelines. But is it going to bring in bonkers level money? Double-digit XRP money? Girlfriend, we didn't even get to $3 on the strategic reserve announcement. Even though that turned out to be one of the biggest BS, overpromise, underdeliver that we've seen, it still only got us to $2.99.9. So what's going to get us to those double digits? I mean, Onyx fans were told a lot of juicy stuff, weren't they? Oh, I saw XCN in the comments as XCN this, XCN that. And what did XCN do? Well, it went from 3 cents to like close to like 35, 36. That's good. But now it's eroding the gains away so freaking fast. And even the volume's a piece of shit right now. Yeah, like mega piece of dumperoni. You got Pi Network, same thing for years and years and years. They tout all this stuff, and you found tons of Pi comments located in the Stellar comments. It's almost as if they were targeting the same people that they pimped and shilled XLM to, that they're now pimping Pi to. And how many influencers out there were like, oh, bro, Pi Network, I'm loading up my bags and I'm gonna be so rich. And now what? You've erased your gain. Bitch better have my money is what Michael Saylor is saying, because he's in deep, deep crap. Because if his company doesn't do something dramatic here, players are going to keep throwing money into that mess. He's selling future debt to buy BTC. His average is like 66, 68, 69,000, somewhere around there. He's only in the green by a little bit. He spent billions to get there. And now, even with the announcement of the strategic reserve, we're just like, who cares? We're waiting for stablecoin regs. The volume of the market sucks massive frickin' balls, dude. And I'm talking about like you just worked out at the gym, sweaty sack Ola balls. Bitcoin dominance 21 out of 100, which means BTC's holding its value better than the rest of the market. XRP's got some case action, and yet we're still floating at 242. So what's it going to take to get us there? Because what we've seen as of now has been what? A lot of over-promising and under-delivering. Don't worry, baby. I'm going to give you an hour of some hardcore boom-boom in the naughty room. And instead, I show up and give her 3 minutes and she ain't even satisfied. That's what we got in crypto. And oh, girlfriend, I cannot wait to read those comments for people defending Pi or XCN or Aqua or any of that other crap out there that was touted to be the next best thing in crypto and turned out to be a big nothing burger. Dude, that's what we've been served right now. I am already fairly shredded. I don't know if I can go through an entire spring and summer of nothing burgers. I will like wilt away. But that's what the market's feeding us. And I swear it's like every so many months, there's some new thing that's hyped up and it does the same thing as the rest of them does. The launch is really good and then turns into a big nothing burger. That's what we've seen. What about Arbitrum? What about WorldCoin? All that kind of stuff. It's all touted to change the world. Oh, we're going to put everyone's information on this. We're all going to beat again. No. What about the crypto city that Akon was going to do? That was a big scam, wasn't it? Scammeroni. Scamming people for their money. Over-promising and under-delivering. You believe in all that bullshit, I got a bridge to sell you. I'll also tell you that JFK was shot by Oswald. Only Oswald. You gonna believe that one too? Choo-choo bitches. I hope to bring you better news soon. This is just so frustrating.